Hey, it's Alex. I'm going to show you my second method now for hard boiling an egg. So first off, what I'm going to do is I'm going to fill my pot up with cold water. So I filled up my pot with water. I've just turned the heat to high. Now I'm going to bring my water to a boil. And for this method, all we're going to do is drop the eggs right into the boiling water. Now, I want to use a pot big enough that when the eggs go in, they're not going to be big enough to drastically reduce the temperature of my water. And I want to fill it up enough to make sure that the eggs are submerged when I drop them in. Now, it's a good idea to have your eggs out of the fridge beforehand because you want to make sure they're not too cold. If you add really cold eggs to boiling water, you might have them crack on you. Now, you don't want them to crack. It's going to cause a lot of problems. It's going to cloud your water and you're not going to get nicely formed hard-boiled eggs. So I'm just waiting for the water to boil now. I'm going to put the lid on my pot and let it sit for a few minutes. Alright, so my water's come to a full rolling boil now. My eggs are at room temperature as I've kept them out for a few minutes. I'm going to take my eggs and add them right into the boiling water. You want to make sure not to drop them from too high a distance or otherwise they're going to fall to the bottom and crack on you and that's just going to cause a real mess. I'm just going to leave them at a boil for about 5 minutes and I'm going to check them at that point to see if they're done. So now that I've added my eggs and it's come back to a boil, I'm going to reduce the heat just to a light simmer for the duration of the cooking time. So it's been about 5 minutes now. I'm going to check one of the eggs to see if it's done. I got this one here. Now I'm going to roll it, doing the same test I did before on my cutting board. And this one's standing up straight as it rolls, so these should be done now. I'm going to do the same as for my last batch of eggs. I'm going to take them off the heat and finish them under cold water, or rinse them under cold water, just to make sure I stop the cooking. So I'm going to peel this one, again under cold water. So again, peeling it the same as before. In the cold water, which helps to release the shell from the egg. There we go. I have my hard-boiled egg, and I'm going to cut it open now just to check the inside. And as before, you notice that the inside is still a little moist, and the outer ring of the egg yolk is a nice bright yellow. So let's just show you again that that's very nicely a hard-boiled egg.